one thing that I'm still adjusting to is checking the price on things, which is such a huge luxury in life.
Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, I didn't really talk about the whole high value man thing over here, right? I usually go with Kevin Samuel's definition because he's covered that a lot while he was still alive, you know? And I go by his definition. I think he defines it the best. And I also say that only men decide what a high value woman is and who a high value woman is, right? That's just how it works. A woman can't decide if she's high value because valuable to who? You know what I mean? You got to be valuable to us men, us successful, competitive men. You know, you got to be a feminine asset. If you're not, then you're useless. You know? And Kevin Samuels was correct when he said that athletes and entertainers should not be included in high value. It just doesn't count. Sorry, not that they don't work hard, but they have natural talent. They can get to large amounts of money and status at a young age, whereas guys that are partners at law firms, surgeons, head of surgery, CEO, VP of acquisitions, right? Those guys had to work long and hard, play the long game to get their money. You know, so they play a completely different game. There's one thing that these athletes and entertainers do is they have these WAGs, right? The whole WAG thing, wives and girlfriends. And those are these floozies, right? These 304s that they decide to have around. And some of them even marry them.
Talking about whores, people! They're everywhere!
And they're some of the most useless, entitled, ungrateful, dunderheaded chicks that have ever lived. You know? Guys, these chicks will be with a guy who's equal to a duke, a baron, or a prince back in the day. And they'll still act like they're the shit. They'll still talk mess. Or they'll try to divorce him, right? And end up cooked. Guys, here we have a case, this dunderhead right here, who used to be an NFL player's wife, girlfriend, or whatever, and she's gonna complain about how hard life is now, right? This chick is useless. Guys, she can't even handle like regular life. So guys, here, let's just get into this so you can see what I'm talking about. Guys, let me know if you think she's a high value woman, all right? Let's get into this.
The WAG to single mom pipeline is far too common.
Look at that.
If you don't know me, my name is Lynn. I'm a former NFL WAG. I didn't post while I was a WAG, but I've been posting my journey as a former NFL WAG and now a single mom. Becoming a single mom is already an adjustment, but adjusting out of the NFL lifestyle, I mean, the boys struggle with it, so naturally we do too. So I thought I'd just share what it's been like to adjust out of that luxurious lifestyle. Let's get into it. I brought my notes, so let's just start with the most obvious thing. Money. With money, I was never really in it for the money, so it's not like I miss the abundance of money. I miss the convenience of money. The one thing that I'm still adjusting to is checking the price on things, which is such a huge luxury in life. Even though my tax bracket has changed back to normal, my habits really haven't yet. So I still have a bad habit of just throwing things in the cart and not checking how much they actually cost until I get to the register. Also in the same category as money is DoorDash and grocery delivery. The amount of times that I DoorDash was insane, but I was able to do that. And I was pregnant and then postpartum for a majority of my WAG life. So grocery delivery was just kind of like a must, and I miss it. I don't miss the shoppers messing up my order, but I do miss the convenience. All right, next up we've got travel, which is kind of similar to money. Obviously you're traveling a lot when you're in the NFL. There was a lot of like in-season travel, but also off-season like vacation travel. Overall, travel was extremely last minute, like booking flights sometimes the day before, sometimes even the day of. So I'm still just in that habit of not planning ahead when I'm traveling and definitely paying for the consequence on that. Also, again, this is gonna sound so out of touch and bougie, but not traveling first class anymore. I just really got used to it. My son had only flown first class, which is super convenient if you have a little baby. So it's been an adjustment, but we're doing it. All right, I feel like this next one is maybe not as expected, but being able to say whatever you want about any team is more of like a positive adjustment. Now I feel free to have a favorite team, to speak negatively on teams, because you obviously just don't want to speak ill on a team that you are affiliated with, or, you know, one that you might potentially be a part of next. So that part is freeing. Okay, this one is kind of hard to talk about, but women messaging me or wanting to be friends with me, I don't know how to not sound weird when I say this, but I would always think that, oh, this person is trying to befriend for like clout, or she's trying to be nosy. On the other coin of that, anytime girl has followed me or messaged me or anything, I always thought they were about to come to me as a woman. My other former WAGs and current WAGs, you know the feeling. So I'm sorry if you're a woman and you've ever followed me, I've never followed you back or never messaged you back. It's probably because I thought you were messing with my man and you're about to come to me as a woman. So again, glad to be free of that. All right, last on the list is privacy. Now this may vary based on relationships, but for the most part, you're kind of encouraged not to share too much. For my situation specifically, I was discouraged from sharing at all. So that is why I'm sharing everything now. I really hate that I didn't share all these parts of my life as I was living them. And it may seem weird to some to be going back and sharing this now. This is my life, my process, my truth, my experience. And believe it or not, there are quite a few people who relate to it. Whether that's in my specific situation as a former WAG turned single mom, or just a similar type of relationship that you've been through. So, my other former WAGs, did I miss anything?
Look at that, guys. She's acting like an army wife where her husband was off, like, fighting a war. And these chicks always try and make things about themselves and how hard it was. Please. Living better than the Queen of England did, right? And guys, just here, guys.
You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
Guys, I don't know who this NFL player is, but he must have kicked her to the curb. She's probably insufferable. Probably got too big for her britches and was like, you ain't gonna so he kicked her out and got himself a younger model. And one of the things that I don't get, guys, is why these NFL players and entertainers date the same chicks. Look at this. Chick says former NFL fiance and ex-girlfriend of another player. Look at that. Why? Why? I couldn't talk about another team. Look at this. I did the same. I lived in fear as a WAG. Please. Look at that. Former WAG with 5 kids. How insufferable, guys, she has 5 kids from 5 different NFL players or one guy. But either way, guys, these chicks are all just trash in the bin. These guys didn't want them anymore. Look at all these chicks. Why? Someone says, I guess no NDA. Look at that, guys. I can't DoorDash anymore. I can't fly first class, please. Guys, let me know in the comments. If you had this much money, why would you give it to this dunderhead? Why would you let this idiot fly first class? Why would you let this moron live in your mansion in DoorDash? She's acting like being an NFL player's, I don't even know, wife or whatever, like it's some type of job. He's your job, you dunce. That's probably why he kicked you out the house, because you were not a feminine asset. And this goes back to what I said about a high-value woman. This is not a high-value woman, or else she'd still be there. Now she's a dunderheaded B-dub single mom who's a statistic. And her little knuckle-headed kid is going to be robbing people in 15 years. And let's look at this shit. Hold on. She was with an NFL player? Are you serious? Like, really? Dude, if you played in the NFL, you know for a fact that you could do better than this. Why, guys? Why? But alright, you guys, it's AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like the video, share the video, hit the join button. I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.